For section 1, we're going to be solving inequalities. Our objectives are to solve a single variable linear inequality, isolate a particular variable given a two-variable inequality, and then determine if a given point is a solution to a two-variable inequality. This is a no calculator section, so as we begin with the entrance lit, please pause the video and go through each of these three problems. For problem number 1a, we went ahead and added 7 to each side. After I divided each side by 2, we get y equals 9. For number 2a, I can go ahead and subtract 5 from each side, and we're left with negative 3y equals negative 12. I can go ahead and divide each side by negative 3, and we're left with y equals positive 4. For number 3a, go ahead and distribute first. Make sure that you're distributing the negative 3 also to the positive 4 to get that negative 12. I'm going to combine negative 12 plus 2, and we're going to get negative 3y minus 10 equals 11. Add 10 to each side, and then divide by negative 3 to get that y equals negative 7. For our notes, we're going to now solve each inequality below for y, starting with number 1b. So just like our warm-up, we can go ahead and add 7 to each side. So we have 2y is less than 18. When I divide each side by 2, we're left with y is less than 9. So we're treating this inequality just as if we would an equal to sign. So we're solving exactly the same way. For number 2b, we're going to start by subtracting the 5 from each side. So we're left with negative 3y is greater than negative 12. From here, I'm going to go ahead and divide each side by this negative 3. Now, when I divide each side by a negative 3, the negative number, my inequality symbol is going to flip directions. So we have y is less than 4. So we started with the greater than symbol. It did not change when I subtracted the 5. However, right after I divide by the negative 3, now my symbol flips. So let's go ahead and notate that. So when I subtract, we keep the sign, and then when we divide, we have to flip the sign. The same thing happens when you multiply. When you multiply, you will also flip the sign. And then finally, 3b. We're going to distribute the negative 3 to both terms. So we have negative 3y minus 12 plus 2 is less than or equal to 11. I'm going to combine negative 12 plus 2, so we have negative 3y minus 10 is less than or equal to 11. I'm going to go ahead and add the 10 to each side. So we have negative 3y is less than or equal to 21. And now I'm going to divide by this negative 3. And when I divide by this negative 3, my inequality is going to flip. So we have y is now greater than or equal to negative 7. So we kept it, we kept it, we kept it, we kept it, and now it flipped. For number 1c, 2c, and 3c, we're going to also be solving each inequality for y, except now we have this x in each of them. So since we're solving for y, I'm actually going to highlight the y. I'm going to leave the y on the left-hand side. And you're going to solve each inequality for y. So we can go ahead and start by adding the 7x to each side. So we have 2y is less than 7x plus 11. And I'm putting it in the form of y equals mx plus b. All right, since we have an x and a y, I'm going to put this into slope-intercept form, which is why I'm putting x followed by the constant on the end. When I divide by 2, we have to remember that we're dividing everything on the right-hand side by 2. So we have y is less than 7/2 x plus 11 over 2. And that's my final answer. So make sure that when you are moving the x to the other side, you are putting it before the constant on the end. Number 2C, I'm going to start by subtracting the 5x on each side. So once again, subtraction does not change the sign. So we have negative 3y is greater than negative 5x minus 7. I'm going to divide now by negative 3, and when we do so, the inequality is now going to flip. So we're solving for y, we have the same sign, the same side, and now we're going to flip the sign. So we have y is now less than negative 5 divided by negative 3 is positive 5 over 3x, and then we have negative 7 divided by negative 3, which is now a positive 7/3. So we have y is less than 5/3 x plus 7/3. For number 3C, once again, we're solving for y, so we're going to keep y on the left-hand side. I'm going to distribute the negative 3 to both terms, so we have negative 3y minus 12 plus 2x is less than or equal to 11. For this problem, I don't have anything to combine on the left-hand side, so we're going to go ahead and add the 12 to each side. So we have negative 3y plus 2x is less than or equal to 23. From here, we can subtract the 2x. Subtraction does not change the direction of the inequality. So we have negative 3y is less than or equal to negative 2x plus 23. And then finally, I'm going to divide by the negative 3. When I divide by this negative 3, we are dividing everything on the other side by the negative 3, and now my inequality is going to flip. So we started less than or equal to, and we're going to end with greater than or equal to. So my final answer is y is greater than or equal to negative 2 divided by negative 3 is a positive 2 over 3x, and then positive 23 divided by negative 3, that gets me negative 23 over 3. So every time that we divide by a negative or multiply by a negative, it flips the direction of the inequality. Go ahead and pause the video and work on numbers 4, 5, and 6. So here are our answers. For number 4, we have y is less than, should be negative 3 over 2x plus 3. For number 5, we have y is greater than or equal to 7/4 x minus 14. And then finally, number 6, we have y is less than negative 2/5 x minus 10. So the two problems that we had to flip the symbols for were that number 5 and 6. So before we start any problem, looking at all of the ones where we had to flip the inequality symbol, looking at all these problems, I know that I have to flip the inequality before we even do the problem whenever the symbol in front of what we're solving for is negative. So let's go ahead and write that down. To check the symbol in front of the variable we're solving for to see if we're going to flip the sign. And to flip that inequality sign. Okay, so we're always checking that variable, and for example in number 5, I knew that since I saw that negative in front of the y, that negative 4, I knew that I'd have to flip the sign. Same thing with number 6, looking at that negative 5 in front of the y. For number 2C, looking at that negative sign in front of the 3y at the very beginning. Same thing with that 3C, so 3b and c. And then same thing with that number 2b, we saw that negative sign, and then I knew when I would have to distribute that 3b, it would also have to flip. Okay, so taking a look at those negative signs helps us at the beginning figure out if we have to eventually flip our variable to get the correct answer. For numbers 7 through 11, we're going to determine if each point is a solution to the different inequalities. So in order to figure out if it's a solution, what you're going to do is you're going to take the x and the y inside of the parentheses and input them into the x and the y in the inequality that we're figuring out if it's a solution for. So first, you're going to take 3 and input it into x, And then we have minus 2. We're going to take 2 and input it into y, and then we're going to check, is it less than or equal to 12? So we have 9 minus 4, which is 5. So we're checking to see, is 5 less than or equal to 12? And this is a yes. So therefore my answer is yes. For number 8, you're going to take the x and the y and input it into the correct x and y. So we have 3, we're going to input the 2, minus 2, we're going to input the negative 5, and then check to see if it's less than or equal to 12. So we have 6 plus 10, so we have 16 is less than or equal to 12, and this is a no. So this is not a solution. And then finally, number 9, I'm going to take the x and the y, and we're going to input it into 3x minus 2y. So we have 3 times negative 3 minus 2 times 4 is less than or equal to 12. So we have negative 9 minus 8, which is negative 17, is less than or equal to 12. This is true, so therefore my answer is yes. For number 10, let's determine if this is a solution. So we're going to go ahead and input it into 4x is greater than y minus 1. So we're not solving for anything, we're just inputting my x and my y. So we have 4 times 1 is greater than 5 minus 1. So we have 4 is greater than 4. This is false. 4 is not greater than 4, so therefore this is not a solution. However, it would be a solution if we had 4 is greater than or equal to 4. With that equal to sign, then we can go ahead and say that that is a true statement, but without the equal to sign, it is not. For number 11, you're going to do the same thing. So we have 3 is less than 2 times negative 7 plus 20. So we have 3 less than negative 14 plus 20. So we have 3 is less than 6. Now the question is 3 less than 6? And the answer is yes. So therefore, negative 7, 3 is a solution to this inequality. We're going to go ahead and finish up the lesson with this exit slip. So go ahead and pause the video and work on this exit slip. So we have our answers to the exit slip. So one of the first things that we did today was solve an inequality and isolate our variable of y. And in doing so, we learned that we have to flip the inequality in order to, whenever we are dividing or multiplying by a negative number. So in this case, at number 1, we were isolating the y, and when I divided by the negative 3, we had to flip the inequality. Another thing that we did today in number 2 shows us that we are solving for y with 2 variables. So we had the x and the y. We are isolating the y, and we're moving the x to the other side, to the right-hand side, getting into that form y equals mx plus b, which is slope-intercept form. So we have a slope and an intercept, so slope-intercept form, which is why we're putting it into, why we're leaving that x before we have the constant on the end. So number 2, we have y less than 2/7 x plus 2. And then the last thing that we learned today in number 3 shows us how to take the x and the y, and we are inputting them into the inequality to see if it is a solution. In this problem, 4, negative 1 is not a solution because when we inputted the x and the y, we got 13 less than 2, which is not true. 13 is not less than 2, so therefore this inequality is false, and 4, negative 1 is not a solution to this inequality. And that is our lesson for section 1, solving inequalities.